Whew.
Woo.
Well, welcome to another episode of I
I can
Can
top
Top
my
My Knee.
knee.
Woo!
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Kevin, and we are a BL podcast that talks about our fave shows and all the not so great shows and all the drama around them. And happy Songkran to all of our Thai friends and those that celebrate.
Yes, happy Songkran.
Woohoo! So did you do anything bad this weekend, Jonathan?
Bad. I don't know about bad, but
But good?
yeah, I think I did. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't do anything bad yet.
those pancakes were bad.
Those
They looked
pancakes
real
were,
bad.
they
As in
were
good.
baddies. Let me
Yeah.
tell you. Shout out to Golden Diner to helping me get my life this weekend. Golden Diner is probably the place that has the best pancakes in New York City. Okay? Like,
Oh, that's a bold statement. Bold.
listen, I'm not the only one who has said this, and there is a long list of people who have said the same thing. Every kind of food blog, all different kind of influencers, they're delectable. I mean, if you love something that's buttery and lightly sweet and fluffy, those pancakes hit, okay? And it has a little bit of lemon zest, so you can't beat that, okay?
I mean, I'm dying to try it. So
Yes, we will soon.
we
So
will. We will.
we got a food one that we're doing in a week or so next week. So
Yeah. Hopefully, y'all stay tuned for that.
yes, but we won't be eating pancakes that time. Anywho, well, it's time to get to the word on the tweet.
Okay, the word on the tweet. Let's see. Oh yeah. So the first thing, let's see, queer baiting in BL world. I think
Oh
we forgot to
Lord.
talk about this last week because this happened over April Fool's Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
You know what?
fourth.
I don't know why we didn't even talk about April Fool's Day last
We
week.
really
Now
didn't.
thinking about it. I guess there were other things that kind of took our life, like an eclipse and an earthquake.
Yes. I
There was
mean,
a lot going on.
we could talk about that this week too, right?
But what is going on with this queer baiting?
Well, I think it didn't start anywhere. I think it just kicked back up again with that like trend. What was that dance trend on TikTok? That all the Thai boys were doing. And it had like Job and Porsche from City of Stars. And they like
Yes.
kissed in it. And everyone was like, whoa, queer baiting, what is this? What are these guys doing? Like, this is fan service to the mats. But is it though? I think this is just fan service. They're just promoting a show.
That's the way I feel too, and
Like, do y'all not want this? Or do you, like, what's the...
like, I think there's a very thin line between fan service and queer baiting. And I think all of us who are BL fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
We expect, especially from Thailand and Taiwan, some level of fan service, and we know certain countries, especially Taiwan, take that fan service to the maximum, but that's what we expect, and
like you know what's happening. You know it's all a game.
right.
You know it's promotion. You know it's
Right.
they're being their characters. They're
And I think, like,
it's not real.
I guess in this case, the most recent one.
Oh yeah, but the most recent one was about like Force and Fourth. And I think they made an April Fool's Day joke about dating each other.
And see,
and everyone was like, "What is going on here? You can't joke about, like, coming out. Like, that's not a joke." But like, they didn't make a joke about coming out. They just made a joke about like dating each other.
Yeah, and that's bad. See, that's where things get a little.
It's like
it's like we know y'all are not together, but making a joke about it is kind of it's a little weird.
It's like it's a little weird, but also like I guess it's kind of normal. You can joke about dating your friend. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, are they friends? Because we don't. I mean,
They
they
are
hang out a
friends.
lot.
They're pinong. I think
Yeah,
they're coworkers.
yeah. It is. I would just say it's a little weird for them to make it an April Fool's joke for.
I think
Uh,
it's a tired joke on
yeah, and
April
it's
Fools.
tired. Like, and I think we can give them a little grace because Fourth and Gemini are like what 18, 19. They're babies, you know, and Force and Book are like what early 20s.
They're like 20. They're like late 20s.
They're late 20s.
Yes. Book is I think my age. Book is like 27,
Oh,
and Force is like 20 like 6 or 27. But yeah, queer rating is a whole other topic. That could be a whole topic for an episode.
that totally could
Because
be.
I
And
have
there's just a
feelings
really
on it too. I have a lot of
yeah,
feelings on it too.
yeah. There's a just a very thin line between the two, and I think in this case the issue was it was on April Fool's Day, and they did it as an April Fool's joke. I think if they did it any other day, and it was not, and they didn't say they were dating, and they just acted like they normally do, it would have been fine.
Yeah,
And
maybe
that's
it's
it.
just the official statement of it all as a joke. That everyone's like, tired of
Yeah,
this joke.
yeah. It's tired. It's old, and now let's see what else is going on.
Um, let's see what else I wrote about. That this week was the rise of the clapbacks.
Oh, I love a good clapback. What? Who clapback? Who?
Wasn't it Noel from Love in the Air? Wasn't he clapping back
Oh
at
yes.
people like
Oh, honey.
in the comments? Yeah, I forgot what exactly he said, but like someone was like dragging him for something, and he was
Hold
just
on.
like, "Get off my page."
Right, hold on. And I need them to start doing these clapbacks more often. Let me go ahead and pull that up because I remember seeing that and I was like, "Oh, this is the kind of stuff that we need to have happen more often." I
I
think
was like, "The girls are fighting."
well, yeah, and the thing is, we have seen this many times before where a lot of BL actors have anti fans, which I don't even understand the whole point of being an anti fan. Like, do you really
You have
you
all the
want to
time
put
in the
that
world to be a hater.
right? Like, get your life. Like, why are you spending that much time hating on somebody? Like, go, you know, read a book or go for a walk or go on a trip.
Go
Like, do
cook.
something.
Go eat some breakfast.
Eat
Go.
some breakfast. Like, did you not have your cereal today? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't get it. But I think some of these BL actors do need to get in that ass and really clap back hard, because you can't be going around attacking people behind a fake account with no picture or whatnot, thinking that your ass is not going to get served. And I'm still looking up what he said.
Let's see. I think I
You
found it. Let's
found
see.
it?
The hater commented, "You really have nothing besides the word good morning. Is it in your vocabulary? You should take a look at your colleagues' accounts and learn some manners." Wait, what?
Oh, and what was that even referring
I have no
to?
idea. But Noel was just like, and I guess you were the first one who got to learn some manners before posting something this stupid. Go live your life. Stop acting dumb and look so feel pity for you. I'm like, oh,
And see, that's the way to drag somebody. And so, who else? Didn't someone else do it this week too?
yeah, I think someone else did it too. Who was it? Who
Yeah.
was it? Who was it? Who was it? I don't know. The girls had time this week.
Oh, wait. Wasn't it? Was it Per? Oh no, Perth and Shimon. Oh wait, no, they're being followed by stalkers. That's a little different.
Oh no, that's also there's a rise
Yeah.
on stalkers too, which is so weird. You gotta follow these kids home. Like, what are you gonna do? Just be like, hey, love your
Yeah, it's like
work. Now
yeah,
I know
this
where you
way it's so
live.
It's so weird. Like, wait till the fan meet. Like, they're gonna have one anyway. Like, why are you stalking them? Like, let them have their own life where they can take a break. Because, as you
Literally.
were saying earlier, a lot of times they're worked to death and they are just tired. So just give them the space they need so then we can continue seeing them in our favorite shows.
Let these boys breathe.
Right. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
I think it
something
was
else.
Jung. It was Jung that was like clapping
Oh,
back at
yes.
someone. He's like, I've blocked so many accounts. There are some new accounts with 0 followers that just created and posted negative things. I blocked so many of them.
Mm, as he should have.
If they can put their effort into creating new accounts, I will also put effort into blocking.
And I see, good for them because
We need some K-pop idols to start doing that too.
yes,
Lana is
imagine,
just clapping back at people on Twitter. I
imagine
love that
BTS
era.
doing like a whole song to clap back at well, actually, they don't have to because their BTS army will come for
Oh,
those
the army
people.
is
Yeah, the
is
army
well
will come for
equipped.
them. Yeah, they're full equipped. Okay, this is the same army that literally kind of caused havoc for a Trump rally.
Oh,
If you remember
they did
that.
good work there. They did
And
good
they
work.
did good work.
But next topic, I did you see this? There was, I think maybe you sent this to me. There's a new like Burmese BL that just came out,
Oh,
and everyone's
I
like,
don't think I sent this
"Oh,
to you. This is new to me.
yes, it's called Kartami, if that's how you pronounce it."
Oh, wow. I'm actually
Kartami.
really shocked because you know what's happening in Myanmar, like Burma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this is very interesting and I'm very intrigued.
I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, how did this get passed?" Like, I hope nothing happens.
I hope not either. Like this is going to be very interesting. And I mean, I guess it all depends on what the goals of, I guess for people who are not familiar, you should probably read this up on your own on what's going on in Myanmar. This has been happening for some years now. But pretty much it's under military rule and it has been for, I guess, has it been since 2021 or 2020? Like it started sometime during the pandemic, like when people weren't paying as much attention.
Mm.
And they ousted their elected president, who's a woman, um, and jailed her for some trumped up charges the military did. And she's been, well, not jailed, she was under house arrest or something like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, but I'm not sure what this military government wants to do, but maybe they're not really even monitoring any
The
kind
media like
of,
this.
yeah, because they're doing other things. As someone who's um my parents have lived in a country that was under military rule for a while, and my mom would describe it as it was a lawless country. So people were just doing whatever they wanted to do. No one was paying taxes.
Oh my
Like,
god.
so because really the military government's goal was we just want to collect all the money we can from the oil revenues. And as long as you don't do anything wrong to us, even though they were doing horrible things,
Hmm. You can
you
still
can
like
live your
live
life
life as
as is.
yeah.
So people were just doing whatever they wanted to do. And it created a lot of, I mean, and some of that stuff was great, and a lot of that other stuff was not great. Um, so yeah. So I'm not sure. I can't speak for Myanmar because I'm not sure what this military government's like day to day is.
Hmm.
But if we have a Burmese BL, who knows?
Who knows? Maybe we'll see some change.
Maybe we'll see some
At least
change,
in
or
the gay rights side.
maybe, or because maybe they're like, we don't care what you do, just quote unquote respect us, whatever that means. Who knows? So
Hopefully, we need some more legalization. We need some more
yes,
human rights
yes,
legalization.
yes,
But
yes,
maybe we'll tune in. We'll give it a peek. We'll let
yeah.
y'all
We're
know.
definitely gonna give it a peek. So, anywho, let's get into our show of the week. Okay. So, Jonathan, what is yours?
I honestly did not know what to put here. I was like, am I watching anything groundbreaking? Am I watching anything show stopping? Am I
There's
watching
not a lot of that
anything?
out at the moment.
Yeah, and I feel like I've said all that I've said before. So, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to repeat. So, no repeats on show of the week. So this week, my show of the week is Only Boo.
Ooh, yes, and a new episode came out today,
I know. I
but I
haven't seen
haven't watched
today's
it yet.
episode, but last
Same.
week's episode was really cute. This show is
Mm-hmm.
so cute, so funny, so quirky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving Keen as
Yes.
this main boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cute. I hope this show gets lots of success, or at least it just doesn't flop. I hope it doesn't flop.
That's the way I feel too. Like so far it's been pretty good. I think we talked about this before. We like seeing new ships. We like
Yeah, like I'm getting tired of Gen 4 GMMTV. Is this Gen 4? Gen 3 GMMTV? No, this is Gen
yeah.
4.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm ready for a Gen 5.
yes. And we love to see new ships, but we want to see our older ships too, but we want to see them in more mature.
Yeah, I want the older ships to be out of college, and I want
Yes.
the newer ships to go into college.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I think we this one is cute. It's great with Only Boo. There is a slight age gap, I guess, or they're the same age. I think there's an age
No,
gap.
I think they're the same age.
You think
Like
so?
outside of the show, they're like 19.
Yeah, outside of the show, yes, but
In
I
the
think
show,
on the
yeah,
show,
one is
you're right.
like in high school still, and the other is like probably
He's
like.
a high school dropout because of
Did he
trauma.
drop out of high school, or he just didn't go to college? Maybe he
I'm
like dropped
getting
out
the
end of senior year, so he just didn't.
he didn't graduate. Yeah,
I
he
see.
didn't graduate high school. And he ended up not going to college because of
Because
trauma.
of because he had the same dad from To Be Continued. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really good so far. I'm actually more intrigued with this show than with We Are.
I haven't seen the second episode of We Are because I'm really. It's not. I don't know. It's not that
I
appealing.
seen the second episode. It's better than the first. I'll
Oh,
say that.
okay, okay. But the whole
Yeah,
like "Be My Slave," yikes! In
yeah,
2024, this
yeah. It's
language,
like we're doing this again.
this kind of language. Come on now.
Oh Lord! I mean, I was like, I thought slavery had ended, child. I was like, we back to
Literally,
doing this
what is going
again,
on?
Lord.
Such an old
Anywho,
trope. I'd be
hmm
like, sorry, I hit you in the nuts, buddy.
yeah, because I'm
You
more
deserved it,
upset.
low key. I don't know. Like, you're
And
rich.
you know what?
Like,
With We Are, what bothers me, not with the show, but with the characters, is like you can't even apologize for like knocking over a dude's painting. Like, do you understand
but you can
that
demand an
spending
apology and
several weeks
payment
on
for
a
getting hit in the
painting,
nuts.
yeah, and then ruin it? This is why you got hit in the nuts. Like,
Yeah,
nobody
you
just goes up and
destroyed my
kicks you in the nuts,
property.
right? And you can't even apologize, and now you're saying that, oh, you need to be my slave
I'm like,
to
hell
pay
no.
for
Or
my
what?
nuts.
Take me to the police. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'll be like, take me to the police. Like, let's talk about it. Let's go ahead. Like, let's
Let's settle this
deal with
in court
this.
if you really want to go
Let's
that far. Like,
right. If you
dead
want to go
ass.
this
I'm not
route,
being no one's slave.
right? Look, you can be bad, and I can be badder. Okay.
Period. Period.
Right.
Um.
Anywho,
Anyway,
my
but what is your show of the week?
yes,
That's not We
my
Are.
yeah, We Are is definitely not my show of the week. My show of the week though is Grey Shelter, which is a new Korean BL that just came out on iQIYI a couple days ago.
Yes, I need to see
Um,
it. You told me
yes,
about it.
it's actually pretty good. It has one of the actors from Choco Milkshake,
As a
which
dog. Woof woof.
yeah,
Woof
which Choco Milkshake
woof.
is a very strange BL, which I still am surprised they're making a season 2.
I hope it comes fast.
I hope, in a way, I'm hoping it just doesn't come, but that's
No,
because I thought, look, I
yeah, like we
like
ended on a
Choco,
good note.
yeah, I like Choco Milkshake for what it was, but it's a weird premise, you
It
know.
is very weird, but
Yeah,
you don't ever just want to fuck your dog.
that's just weird. Like, ugh. But
You don't
going
fall
back
in
to
love
Gray
with your dog.
Shelter,
Like you don't want to fuck a humanized version of your
no,
dog.
I do not want to. First of all, I'm not an animal person to begin with.
I feel like that's like that is yeah, that's some
Yeah,
kind of
but
animal abuse. Like does
yeah,
this
it's just
guy
weird. And even if I
there's a
was,
power dynamic there.
yeah,
Like I don't
but even
know.
if I was, I would not want my reincarnated pet that comes back as a human to be my lover. That's weird.
That's very
Like,
weird.
but but going back to Gray Shelter also has somewhat of a weird premise.
Really?
Okay.
What's it about?
Well, it's a premise that we have seen more than once in BLs, usually in Taiwanese BLs.
All right.
They're stepbrothers.
Oh, that's not. Oh, please.
Yeah,
I'm so
they're
sick of this trope.
they're
I'm so sick
stepbrothers
of
with a
this.
little bit of an age gap. Not like history for close to you age gap. Not like that.
Not
But
the unknown age gap.
and not the unknown age gap, like I said, I think is like 5 years.
It's a mysterious 5 year. It's a mysterious 5 to 9 to 10 years.
Oh. But with this one, I think the age gap might be 4 years at most.
All right.
Because one of them was in high school, or actually, it might even be more like a year or two, because definitely one is older than the other. But
Okay.
one, I think, finished high school and then never went to college, and the other one was in high school. And I'm not sure where they are now in the show. Only 2 episodes have come out. But I'm very intrigued with the story because something happened where the two of them really despise each other.
Okay. As every
But
Korean BL is like, I
yeah.
hate you. The passion.
Um they don't say it like that, but their mannerisms are like, well, I'll take it back. One
Disrespectful
of them hates
mannerisms.
the younger one hates the older one
Okay.
for whatever reason. And honestly, the older one does not hate the other one. But there's just, I think the younger one has a lot of attachment issues that have not been fully resolved. That's the impression I'm getting. So, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that his father was abusive.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think that's where all of that is tied into. So there's a few different layers in this. And I think there's a little bit of jealousy because the younger one, the dad is his biological dad and would hit him regularly, but he would not hit his older stepbrother. I think out of respect of his new wife.
Because he's
So I
like,
think,
that ain't my son. That ain't my
yeah.
son.
So there was a little
This is
bit of,
messy.
I
Not
think,
the not
yeah. So
not
it's
the not
already
the
messy.
abuse.
Yeah, it's already messy, and the older one sees what happens and really tries to protect the younger one.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, like he even drops out of high school, gets like
A job.
and is working like a lot of part-time
Oh,
jobs
to
to
kind
make
of like
money. Yeah, and
so
to
they can
pay
live
for
out.
himself. Yeah. So he's been making a lot of money to live for himself and then has his younger brother move in with him to stay away from his dad so he doesn't get beat. So he does a lot of really good stuff, but I think
Mm,
there's a mixture of resentment and attachment and all of this stuff with the younger one, which is causing the friction. So I think in that sense, it's pretty good.
mm.
However, since we know this is a BL and it's being labeled as a BL,
We know they're
that
gonna get
means
together.
right. And they're not
Trauma
stepbrothers.
bonding.
Yeah, they're trauma bonding. And they're, I will say, unlike with History for Close to You, where they met when they were young, this is not the case. When their parents got together, one was they were both, I think, in high school. So I think they're close in age, but clearly there's a couple years age gap.
I see. I see.
Yeah, so
It's
I
not a
guess
full like cherry blossoms after winter. Like you've known this kid since you were like 10,
yeah, it's not like that. And I mean that
living
one's
in
a
the same
little different
house.
because that one was adopted, you know. In
Yeah,
Cherry Blossoms After Winter, I mean one was adopted because his parents both died,
I
and
feel like there's a lot of I don't. Do people really remarry that often? Do people really remarry and adopt random kids that often when you're in your like teens? I don't know.
yeah,
I feel like it doesn't
yeah,
happen that much in America,
no,
but it happens a lot
like
in the BL world.
it does. So, anywho,
Anywho,
we do have a show review to do.
um, do we now?
We do.
Oh, we do.
To be continued.
Yes, to be
Literally the name of the show, not
continued.
to be continued.
Yes, yes.
So cute show with some cute vibes and a lesson on communication. What do we think?
I think to be continued was to be a flashback. I don't know.
Ooh,
That was flashback the series. Like the
yeah.
first couple of episodes, I was like, what am I watching? What is the story?
Mm-hmm.
I was so confused with the subtitles because they kept on messing up on YouTube.
Uh,
I was like, he's calling him Butcher, but in another thing, he's calling him like Pig Boy or something like that. Piggy. I was like, what is happening? Um,
those subtitles were atrocious.
the story was a little weird at first, but I did like it in the end. But I still kind of hated
Mhm.
um Achi.
You
I feel
hated
like
him.
he was still kind of an asshole towards the end. I don't know.
You think so?
I feel like he was dumb the whole story. Like
Dumb, yeah.
I would forgive him in the end, but I don't know. I feel like you like your friend, but you're too scared to tell your friend that you like them. But then you're gonna get jealous when they start to like a girl. But then you guys get closer. You guys end up doing the nasty. Then your friend is kind of like freaking out because it's like, "What are we?" And asks you the question like, "What are we?" And you
Mhm.
are just silent. And so the friend's like, "All right, I guess we're nothing. Don't tell anyone anything."
And
And you're still
then
silent.
and then he uses his cousin to say, "This is
Yeah,
my
because then you
girlfriend,"
ghost your
and then
friend that you
runs
like.
away to the United
Literally, like,
States.
what are you doing? Like, your friend gave you had all the option to be like, no, I've liked you for so long. Like, don't run away. Like, this wasn't a mistake. Like, I did this. We did this for a reason. But no, he just kind of like let, um, what is the other guy's name? Is Achi
Um,
and Doctor.
we gonna call him the doctor. I
We gonna
forgot
call
his
him
name.
Doctor.
Yeah, was it G?
Was it
Yeah,
G?
G, baby.
Oh,
Okay, I think it
all
was G.
right. Wait.
I think
To
so.
be continued. Hold on, I have to get his name before I drag. Oh yeah, his name's G. Yeah, G.
Okay, okay. So I
Yeah,
was
you
right.
were right. You
Per
were right.
usual.
G a lot. Um, no, so yeah, this man was like, "What are we?" And you were just like, I'm so sorry that happened." Like you obviously didn't force yourself on him. Like it looks very mutual. Like it was very mutual.
Maybe I can give a little
That was a
grace.
really good scene though.
It was,
Like that
and
build up, like that felt so realistic. Like
mhm,
the writer put their foot in that scene.
they did, and I think I can give a little bit of grace because
Achi?
remember that yes, because
No! How you gonna
the
ghost your
reason
bestie?
why
He left the
they were
dog.
in
He left the
school,
dog.
they were in high school, and high school kids do stupid stuff
You don't
and
abandon
don't
your
make
best
any
friend
sense.
after hooking up with
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I think if they were adults, I would have no grace, you know. But if you're like 17, 18, you make a lot of stupid mistakes. And
I
I
don't
think
know.
after being away, Achi realized I was stupid.
I
I
mean,
made
it
a
took him way
mistake.
too long. 10 years
And it
later,
took 10 years, but
after
he was
dating,
stupid.
like, hot models and
Well,
a star.
dating for the
I
cameras.
mean, that was also
Because
really weird that he's like, one became a doctor, one became, like, a whole, like, idol.
well, remember our king who was playing a high school kid and was clearly 30,
Ooh,
was
yo, Poppy,
was
yo.
the one who went ahead and
Yeah, he was
you
kinda
know
helping
he was
them.
the one who was kind of like the fortune teller and said, Achi, you're gonna be a superstar. G, you're gonna be a doctor, and it happened.
Yeah, not Poppy. Poppy, grown ass Poppy, 30-something-year-old Poppy in a high school outfit, in that pink shirt and blue shorts. Like, I was gagged.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I was like, no, don't nobody believe this
I was
man is in high
like, I
school.
can't.
He looked like he flunked a little too many
He flunked
times.
10 times. Like,
Like, please, like, don't do this. Like, the dude clearly looks like he's in his 30s. Like,
oh, for
I don't
sure.
know. I wanted to be like, who casted this?
Like,
Like,
yeah,
I
did it
love.
have
And the
to,
thing is,
could
I
they not
love
have a
Poppy.
younger counterpart?
Yeah, and it's like I love Poppy.
I
It's
do
not that
like
I
Poppy.
dislike
He
him.
was just
Yeah,
the funny guy in this show. But
yeah.
he got
You
with that
know,
girl in the end, or they try to allude to that. Like, he got with that
yeah. I
other,
think they did get
but there was no
together.
time for them. I feel like she didn't even like him like that. The whole show, she was after Achi, and she never even got to meet Achi and have a proper conversation with him, which I was so mad at.
Yeah, I really wish they gave a little bit more time
Like,
to
the
developing
realization
that.
of them being together, she, like, found out and was just, like, talking to Poppy in, like, the break room, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, she wasn't even that gagged. She was like, "Oh,
I
oh."
mean, maybe she could have put two and two
I know,
together.
but I wanted her to have a whole, like, you know,
Yeah, a whole
she was
moment.
screaming for this man the whole show, and then, like, towards the end, she never even got to have a conversation with him. "Oh my
Right.
god, you're dating my coworker. Oh my god, I love you."
Hmm.
So sad.
Yeah,
Um,
I was hoping that there was a little bit more to that, but also I was kind of like, I don't think they
you were like,
really wanted to
"Wrap it
focus on.
up." Wrap it
Yeah,
up.
I was more of like, yeah, we can now get towards the end of
I
this.
mean, they gave crumbs to the side couple. I was so sad. Gumby deserved more.
Yeah. Now,
With
you
a
know what?
name
I
like
almost
that,
forgot
Gumby
about them.
deserved more.
Yeah, I think the actor who plays Gumby is kind of
Gumby, yo, he
fine.
can get it.
Yeah, he's kind of fine. So I wanted to see more of that. I wanted to
He's so
see a little
cute.
bit of some tongue action.
Oh my
I
god.
wanted to
They never
see
got
a
a
little
kiss.
bit.
They never got a declaration of feelings. They never got
They never
anything.
even got a peck on the cheek.
Like, they had one fight, which wasn't even, like, kind of,
It was stupid.
they didn't really explain why. Like, he was just like, "Don't
Yeah,
touch my stuff." Like, why was
yeah.
your your high school diploma cracked? Did your mom drop it before she passed? I don't understand. They never said anything.
I remember someone knocked it over. They did a flashback about
Yeah,
that,
but I
but I forget.
wasn't.
But it was like
I
something
don't
that was
know.
not that deep.
Yeah,
Like the reason why I got knocked over was I think I don't know if it had something to do with the puppy, but I remember his mom was alive at that time.
yeah, but,
But
like,
it was
they
still,
already the Gumby already knew his mom passed. Like, they he
yeah,
paid
Gumby don't
respect.
know that tea.
Like, he already, I don't know. The dad needed
Yeah.
more backstory to also have a full resolution too. He was so
Well,
depressed the whole episode, and then last episode he was just like 180 degrees, like, all right, get out my house. Like, y'all can't be depressed with me. Like, y'all gotta go catch some dick. Like, I can't be in this.
I mean, he did gradually throughout the show. You started seeing him leave the balcony, the dad,
Oh, really?
going down and seeing stuff. So they kind of slowly dropped little hints
He
that
was just walking
he
around the
was,
house a little bit,
yeah, he
and then
was
towards
kind
the end
of
he went back to working at the butcher shop.
right. Like you could tell that he clearly was grieving for a while. And actually that actually made my eyes water a little bit because it was like, man, he really, loved his wife. He really loved her so, 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 so much. And I think that love that he had for his wife, he wanted both of his boys to have that same kind of love.
Hmm.
And that's why he said to both of them, y'all need to quit playing and start acting. Like, what are y'all
I
doing?
mean, but to Achi, he was like, Achi, now you done left my boy with the whole kid. You run away father. You left the whole child.
the dog, because let's make people understand that there wasn't an
Yes,
actual
it was an actual
child,
child.
but it was a whole puppy
That puppy
that he
was so
left.
cute. That scene, I almost cried to that scene when
Yeah,
he showed up to the house and he was like, "Archie's gone, and you left money here with me," and they're all
yeah.
like, "We don't want no damn
And money
dog."
is that's not money, that's coin. I just,
You're like,
you
money
know
gonna
what?
be
I laughed so
expensive.
hard. I laughed so hard when they said, "No, that's not money. That's coin. Money died, and coin is like money's baby." And I was like,
Stop!
"Not
Don't
the
say that.
baby
Really?
coin." Yes.
No. Why are you lying?
Yeah, that's what's like not saying that. So that last episode, that was coin.
No.
Go back and watch that.
No. 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 No.
That's
I
what
need
killed me
no. No.
because money had died, which makes sense because
No.
dogs don't last that long. You know, that's how long their situation
That's how
was.
long it took
Because
Archie to be like, wait, hold on.
yes, yes. So by
Maybe I
that
did
point,
fuck over my friend in high school. Maybe I should say sorry.
literally they took a decade,
That's
and
so
when he
dumb.
left, that puppy was less of a puppy by that point.
No,
You
don't
know.
say that. I believe
So
no.
yeah.
In my head
So that
canon,
last
that
episode
puppy is alive.
that was coin, money's
No.
baby.
No. No.
And I think it's so petty that they called that
No. I
not
think that's a
coin, but from
translation
money to
error.
coin.
No. That dog is alive and well. That dog is the
No,
same
that
dog.
dog. They said the dog is dead.
No.
Yeah, so that's the dog you saw was coin.
Oh,
The dog is dead because she was old.
I'm a
Then
pretend.
that's how long Achi was gone. If Achi had the maturity
Had done
to
had.
have the conversation like a long time ago, he would have still seen money. But he took too damn long.
That's why I
And
think
that's
Archie was trash.
I don't think he's
And I
trash.
wasn't
I
on
think
his
he was
side, but I would
stupid.
also forgive him because I don't know, he's pretty. I like, I don't know. I don't know. He would have won me over too, but I still would have
Yeah.
been mad and petty. That's all I'm saying.
I would have just been like, because I'm trying to think in my own life,
But also, I'd
anyone
be
that
like,
I've
"What are you
had,
famous for? Because you're not acting,
right?
and she
And
can't sing."
I just think in my life, I'm trying to think of relationships where that have fizzled out,
Mm-hmm.
that we have unresolved issues, and would I be open like because I have had some where I have not spoken to that person or effectively spoken to that person in over a decade.
Yes.
Would I
Same.
yeah, would I entertain the fact of rekindling that friendship or whatever that is? Maybe, I mean, I'm in a very different place in my life now than I was then, and I'm pretty sure that person would be too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in considering that G clearly from the moment he saw him at the airport in the first episode still had feelings.
Oh, G still had feeling. He was like buying merch and stuff for this guy for
Yeah,
years.
he was
Like
clearly
he was sending
still
merch to his brother to be like, hide this away. I think
yeah. Yeah, so he clearly was
clearly like still had
still
feelings this whole time. But it just sucks because this guy don't deserve you. Is what I feel. I don't know.
yeah. But
I don't
also I
know.
think when they were able to have that resolution that,
That was all a misunderstanding.
yeah, and they were young and stupid.
Young and
Especially
stupid.
Achi. Achi was very
I
young
mean,
and very
Archie came
stupid.
in stupid again though. That first episode at the reunion when he like
Yeah, because how
kissed
you
him,
gonna
and it's
come
like,
up and be
dude,
like, "Hey, I've been thinking about you all this
yeah, you
time,"
could have
and it's
just been
like,
like, hey, I'm sorry, what happened before? Like, I like you now.
and it's like,
But also, he also confirmed like 2 minutes ago in the car, yeah, I'm dating this girl. But then he's gonna kiss
yeah,
her.
and it's kind of like, excuse me, you have unresolved issues from 10 years ago. I think if you're going to come up to someone
You better come
and
correct.
surprise
Single and correct.
them, come in correct and be like, hey, you know what? Let's talk because we have something to work out from a long time ago, and I want to see what it is. Like, we wouldn't have had a show if they had that conversation that early on. Like, let's be serious.
Mm-hmm.
Because we spent the whole series trying to figure out what the hell happened.
What happened?
And literally, Achi did a raw dog
Not a
and
raw
laugh.
dog.
Yeah, raw dog, G.
A raw and ghost and lie and dip.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Right. So, I mean, yeah,
But also,
I would be,
how did he become an idol in Thailand after moving to America with his mom.
Probably because he lived in the U.S.
I was like, shouldn't he be like an international star then?
No, he probably did. Was he came back and then they were
He
like,
just
"Oh, he's
secretly came back.
pretty," and they
He got a
never really
glow
got
up in
into that.
America.
Yeah, they never really got into that. He probably did college in the U.S. too, and then came back.
Yeah, I was so confused,
Yeah, I didn't put too much energy
but
into
she was
that
a
because
good
I knew I
doctor.
was because that was one of the parts that I knew we weren't going to get a lot of backstory on
Along with
anyway.
Gumby.
Yeah, only thing I really wanted to have more of is see that side couple, and that's another thing. If you're gonna have a side couple, at least develop them a little bit.
At least give them. They didn't have to kiss, but they could have been like, Gumby, I like
Yeah,
you. Let's
like
be
we know they're
together.
gonna be together. Give us a little bit of something. Like we
They
don't.
just gave them like longing looks, and then they held hands in the end. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
People hold hands.
Anyway, what do we rate this show?
I gave it a 6.5 on my drama list,
Okay,
and that's
and
generous.
I gave it a 6.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I watched
Me
the whole
too.
thing. That one scene is still like, ooh, episode 7, probably the best episode in the whole show. Just for
Hmm.
that flashback scene, like
Hmm.
that was it's a level acting and tension, and it was really good.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I think it was good. Like the tension. Thought the acting was better than bad. Was that
it
shady?
was it was it was a Mandy show.
Yeah, it did what it needed to
It
do.
did
I really liked the way a lot of the actors looked.
very.
I do like the story, even though I feel as that sometimes it was a
It
little.
started off wild with this little girl losing her fingers. I was like, "Is this what kind of dark show is this?" I was like, "Am
Yeah,
I
but I love
watching
how she came back
Freon?"
at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was cute. So,
I don't know. She's like, "I'm here playing piano thanks to these two gays that saved my life."
yeah, she back playing that piano, baby.
She
So
said, "Gays cure." I don't know.
she didn't say that. Anywho,
It's
anywho, we do have another show that we do want to review, which
yes.
I think we both think is way better than To Be Continued. So because
Oh,
of that, we're going to do a mini episode of it.
yes. Stay
Um,
tuned for that,
so
y'all.
stay tuned for that. It'll probably come out at some point when we're on a break because at some point we're going to need to do a little vacation and all of that. We're going to be reviewing Love is Better the Second Time Around, a Japanese BL that just finished last week. So we will talk about it then. But now let's move on to some things that I saw on Reddit.
Oh,
So, we, as people who have been listening, we have talked about some bad shows on here that we vowed to not mention ever again because they were just horrendous. But we have some shows that we know are bad that we would actually watch again because they were actually entertaining, maybe even cute. And some people on Reddit agree. And, I think both you and I, Jonathan, go up on Reddit and look at stuff. And just because the stuff is funny, it's funny as hell.
the discourse is
Um,
funny.
yeah. And some of the stuff people talked about are shows that we agree with are really bad. Like one person said, we don't talk about Dinosaur Love because we can't, because it hurt to watch. I didn't even finish it, gave up after episode 4.
Ooh.
And one person then responded, I kept watching thinking it might get better. It didn't. Then it abruptly ended with no ending.
Oh my! Did it
My thoughts
really?
exactly. It didn't make any
But didn't it get like
sense.
a movie or a special episode?
I don't know, and if it did, I didn't watch it, or I didn't
What?
care to find it. Like it was so bad.
Oh my!
Like it was among one of the worst shows. Um, some people also talked about Crazy Handsome Rich. Woo! Didn't you watch that?
I tried, and then I saw that it's a dub, and I was like, "Why can
Oh,
I not hear Frank's voice? I'm hearing someone else dubbing over Frank's voice,
that's really weird.
and it's in like a crazy like I don't know, like it's supposed to be really comedic."
Yeah, and some people talked about What the Duck, which I did not
Did not
watch.
see that, but maybe
Yeah,
I
but
will
I
one
heard it was
day
also
just to
really
see
bad.
Mew in his first gig,
Oh, maybe I should
first
watch it.
BL gig, I think.
People talked about Middleman's Love, which we have spoken about before, and it
That's on the list top 5 of worst BLs I've ever seen in my
so
whole
bad.
life.
Unfortunately, really bad. Um, but one show that kept coming up on this list, which was shocking to me, was Secret Crush on You.
I can't.
Which,
No.
which, okay, I think
Okay.
both you and I can agree it's not a great show, but it was a great show to watch.
I
And
think
I would watch. Would
I
you watch
think
it
it's
again?
I would dead ass. I
Me
would
too.
like that
Like,
show is not that bad. Like it
yeah,
has a weird beginning and maybe a weird end, but like there's a good chunk that's like really deep and like I don't know nuanced and
yeah. And I think
talks a
the
lot
issue
about
with that show is it's cringe. Like it's,
yeah
it's
saying you ate down in this show like this is your show.
but it is cringe. Like the show is cringe.
But
Like
his acting is so good.
his
It's so
acting is
believable.
really
That's why
good.
you think it's cringe because his acting is so good. He's
Right.
really showing stalker Sasang
Right.
like I don't know,
Yeah.
fanboy in love with this guy that he knows does
Fanboy.
not like him,
Right.
but you find out that they do like each other
Right.
and they're both obsessed with each other. Well, one is way more obsessed with each other than the other,
Right. But they both have an
but they
obsession
both
with each
actually
other.
really like each other.
Yeah.
And they're both
So
just
I would
hiding
watch
it.
it again.
That show's so
Despite it being
good.
so cringe,
And the
I'd
friend
watch it
group is
again.
so good and diverse. Like you got main character. His name's like Nua, I think.
Yeah.
And then you got Psalm, which is like you always need a girl.
Yes.
And she
A
also
girl that's
gets
a ride or die. She's a ride or
yeah, she's
die,
a
and
ride
she
or
was the voice
die.
of
She's
reason.
also part
Yeah.
of like the fangirling squad. Like what are their squad
Hmm.
called? They're called something. And I
Yeah, I
love how
forgot
they
their
have
name.
rules too. They have like rules to like being like a fangirl or something, a fanboy.
Yeah.
Love that.
And you know what? That's maybe some rules that people in the BL fandom might need to actually
We need to bring to life.
adopt. Yeah, because they had some good rules where they definitely made sure, like, they established
They're like
boundaries.
we all can't like the same what was it? It was like
Right. They established boundaries with each other, but they also established
with the
boundaries
person that they
with
like.
how
Like
far
you
to reach
can't
out to
you can't
their
actually,
their
take it
crush.
to the real life. You can't let them know that you are crazy
Right.
about them. Like this is just for our enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had a whole trans character in the show, and they really talked about that person being trans and their identity,
Yes.
and them having their own love interest in the show too. That in the
Yes.
end, like that
And
show's so
she
good.
and she was trans. She's a trans person that is pre-op, which you don't see a lot of that in Thai BLs because they really focus on the people who are post-op,
They really focus
which
on passing.
and those who are passing, right?
Yeah,
And I really liked
but you see someone
seeing.
like kind of like in their beginning stages of like
Hmm.
figuring out who they are and like
Yeah,
having a supportive friend group because I think they come out to
right.
the friend group.
Hmm. And I just loved seeing that journey. And I think, the people who really did not like the show,
Cause they just
I
saw
think
homeboy
they
like
saw the cringe and they couldn't get past the
they couldn't
cringe.
get past him like diving into the trash to like pick up his like coffee cups
The
and his
the
wrappers and
coffee
shit.
cup.
And like it's just it's the extreme in the first couple episodes, but like it
Yeah.
just I don't know it's what builds up the character that you see him like change because he himself like realizes like that he's more obsessed with like the things that he's collecting from this guy rather than the guy himself.
One of my favorite lines from that show, which is funny how I still remember this, is when I think it was episode 3 when he was invited to take pictures at Billy's character's older
Oh, the birthday
his
party?
one sister's birthday party.
I forgot he was a
And
photographer.
yeah, because he's
Of
a
course,
photographer.
that's why he's a stalker. He got that good camera.
He has a great camera.
Yeah.
And, there was all this beautiful,
Oh no, his
delicious
name's
food
Toe,
there. Oh, Toe,
and
yeah.
Billy is Nuh. The
Okay.
same character is
So
Toe.
so Toe, remember they get there with who was his friend's name, like his BFF?
Surprise. His name in the
So
show is Cao Jiao.
yes. So remember they go there and instead of Toe eating, Toe tells
Oh, he.
Surprise to stay there. He's like, I'm not here. He's like, I'm not here
I
to.
can't.
He said, I'm not here to consume. I'm here to collect.
Yes, that's that
And
was so.
the fact
You
that
saw
he
him
put
whip
that
out a
whole
fucking
lobster
giant
in a
ass
Ziploc bag
Ziploc bag,
and
stuff a
vacuum
whole
sealed it
crab
killed me.
lobster in there. Oh my
Right.
god, that shit was so good. That shit was
It
so
was hilarious. Like the way I
the way he
laughed
like
at
collected
that.
and like vacuum sealed everything that
Yes.
Billy touched in the show. It was so funny.
It
It's
was
so
so
good.
funny. Cringe, but
It was
funny.
cringe,
Like
but it was
I
supposed to
laughed.
be, he's supposed to go to the
Yeah.
extreme. But it was
Right.
so good.
Yes.
And I
And
yeah, there were so many good scenes.
yeah, that was like I think the worst show that I would watch again.
But it wasn't even
But it
bad though. It wasn't even
but I don't think it was bad. I'm
it
just
wasn't even
saying what the
bad. The show
congregation
had
says
it had
that it's a bad.
lesbians too. Billy Freen were in there.
Yes, which
Or
they
not
ended up
Becky
having their
Freen.
own
Becky Freen
spinoff
were in there.
show later. So
Yes, like it had everything.
yeah, so I don't. I'm saying it's the worst show based on what the congregation thinks because a lot of people really
Congregation.
hated that show, but I liked it.
Like
You
this was
know,
Saint's baby. Saint made this. Like Saint
yes, and Saint did a good
directed this.
job.
Like
Unlike
he
what's his name did with
greenlit
Dinosaur
this.
Love.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah,
executive
because
producer.
yeah. So Saint did a great job.
And he cameoed in this
Um,
too. Oh, this shit was so
you,
good.
another show that got a lot of hate, which I'm surprised, is Together. I'm really
Don't.
shocked.
That's my
I was
baby.
really
That's my
shocked.
baby.
Yeah, because people are like the chemistry was great, but everything else about the show they didn't like.
People
And
say people
I
say the
don't get
opposite.
it.
People say that like Bright Win, they treat each other like bros.
Yeah, and that's the way I felt.
No,
And I felt they treated each other like bros,
I don't think so.
but
I don't.
this is the
I
way I
think
feel. This is the
differently.
way I feel. I don't feel every queer relationship needs to be lovey-dovey, mwah, mwah, have sex all the time, bussies being breeded. I don't think that needs to be
And I
it
don't think
all
they,
the
yeah, and
time.
they don't both need to
Yeah.
be, so hetero dynamic. One
Yeah.
is mass, one is femme.
Yeah.
They're both.
This one they
The
just
show was like,
I
yeah,
like I like the I like that
you have
couple for
two
what they were.
guys in a
Yeah.
relationship.
But
Bright is, I think, gay or maybe bi, and
yeah,
Tyne is bi in the show because he is all about girls. He's like girl crazy in the first couple episodes, and then he like
right.
slowly falls for Sadawa.
Yeah. I thought it was
So
great. And
just because they
I
like a
just
guy,
think
not gonna all of a sudden be like green in the show. Like
yeah. Yeah, I just think that some people I'm beginning to think when some people really hate certain shows, they're
they just hate that it was so popular and it blew up, and they're kind of over Bright
but
when.
not only that, like I think they're also not sometimes you have to really take a show for what it is, right?
Mhm,
And if you do it in that way, then you can see which shows are really bad.
mhm.
And that's how I'm able to keep going back to Dinosaur Love being a bad show because it was just awful.
But
But
Together's
you
not a
know,
bad show. That's my baby.
I don't think it's a bad show,
I
and I
I
and I
have
just want to,
every bot set. I have everything. That is my
yeah,
show.
and that's another show that I could watch again because
I've
I
seen that show
enjoyed
like
that
5
show.
times.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, but it's a show that I could watch again.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Secret Crush on You. I've only seen it once, but I think sometimes people have to. I guess also you and I are the kind of people that we will watch a whole series in its entirety, and then we kind of give it our stamp of approval or disapproval.
Mhm. There's only a couple shows that I've, like, fully dropped because I just couldn't.
Yeah,
But
but then I'm
I
not going to say too much about it if I've only watched a few episodes, like I can't give a full
Yeah.
assessment because I haven't given it it's all. Like with Secret Crush on You, I don't think it really started picking up for me until episode 3. And that's when I really started getting excited for every episode, you
But like
know.
you
'Cause-
have to really go to the end of the show to really see the arc in
yeah.
Cole's character.
Yeah, because really a lot of the stuff that were really special moments in Secret Crush on You happened much later in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, and if you didn't see those moments, like you didn't see that moment of that trans character beginning to identify as trans,
Yes, Daisy.
then yeah, Daisy, there we go. If you didn't see her identifying, and also shout out to the subtitles because they were perfect. And I love how the moment Daisy began to identify as a woman, the pronouns changed to fit her. And I really, really loved the way that they did that. Like, but see, if you didn't watch the whole show, you wouldn't know these cute moments that came up. Anywho, you know what? It's we got to go because I got things to do. You got things to do. We got things to eat and all of that. So that is it for this episode of Rock and Top My
chaotic episode, y'all. Hope you enjoyed.
Child, yes, indeed. Please be safe. Have your knee loved.
Ew. All right. I hope the ride in your life tops your knee.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.